for we know Liberia is home. The Declaration of Independence was signed in 1847. 11% of people we are known as First Republic, the Lone Star shining evermore. Liberia is like the sun. Joy, joy, loyalty, to this nation. The people who are poor are money. We humble themselves and feed my bed. Our heal their nation. Liberia will rise again. To your birthday, I prophesy, it will come to your life.
EP producer.
We don't feel like we don't feel like show your allegiance, show your loyalty to this nation, Liberia, the flag of Liberia is fire. Show your allegiance, show your loyalty to this nation.
You are never as tall as you think you are. What a pleasant good afternoon and welcome. Today is Tuesday, and of course, it's on the 25th days in the month of March, and the year is 2025. What a pleasant good afternoon and welcome to Bitz and Pieces.
The Declaration of Independence.
Bitz and Pieces is on the radio every weekdays at about 2 to 4 in the afternoon. 2 hours tough and provoking show here on Voice of Liberia. And of course, welcome. The name is George. I'm George Way. I'm seated up to 4. And of course, Jala Griffith is unable to be here this afternoon. But I'm seated very well up to 4. At 4, pack my belongings and take leave of you. What are the issues? What are those trending issues in Liberia that we intend to talk about this afternoon? The Monrovia Consolidated School System students protest. In Banga, that's Monrovia, police fired tear gas on those students of Capitol Hill. What led to the police firing tear gas at those students? We'll have some conversation surrounding it. Majority blocks no. ECOWAS mediation team. What's happening? We'll look around that this afternoon on the show. We'll look at that up to 3 o'clock. We'll have the Monrovia Consolidated School System leadership will be here. Why are they protesting? I mean, today they were seen in their numbers. They came out today to call on the government to ensure that their teachers are being paid. And so we've asked the leadership to sit with us, and so the guys will be here this afternoon. We have the conversation right here on the show. It promises to be very fascinating. We also expected to have Representative Marvin Cole on the show as well this afternoon. And so that's the lineup, that's the composition for this Tuesday's presentation of Bitz and Pieces. The cash giveaway is on. I'm giving $4,000 and $8,000. And so all you need to do is to play continuously, play as many times you can play in order to win for yourself $4,000 or $8,000. Star 799 hash. Oak is select number 8 for Voice of Liberia. Play with just $100 Liberian dollars. Win 4,000 or 8,000 Liberian dollars. Those of you watching, just keep sharing the live. Leave a comment in the comment section. I will do the acknowledgement right here on the show.
Was born in 1847. 11 percent of people we are known as first people.
And so those of you in Bonk, I'd like to say good afternoon. If you're in Nimba, good afternoon, welcome. If you're in Grand Bassa, welcome. Maryland, Nimba, and wherever you find yourself listening this afternoon, I'd like to say welcome. And let's be together this afternoon on the show. We'll take this piece to be back. Let's take this piece right here while we run through the acknowledgement right here this afternoon on the show, Bits and Pieces. Keep sharing the live, leave a comment, and of course, we will do the acknowledgement right here as we move on with the show. Let's take this song. The cash giveaway is on. I'm giving 4,000 and 8,000 Liberian dollars. And so all you need to do is to play continuously. Play as many times you can play in order to win for yourself 4,000 or 8,000 Liberian dollars. At least 3 persons play two times. Star 799 hash. Okay, select number 8 for Voice of Liberia. Play with just $100 Liberian dollars. And of course, you win for yourself 4,000 Liberian dollars or 8,000 Liberian dollars. So let's take this song. CRC is a wonderful song. It's called Congratulations while we run through the acknowledgement right here on the show. Keep sharing the live. Just leave a comment. And of course, I will do the acknowledgement as we move on. Let's take this song right here.
I'm feeling the vibe with originalhits.com.
Download your favorite song at originalhits.com.
And of course, let's move on with the acknowledgement right here this afternoon on the show. George Watkins Jr. says, good afternoon, everyone. I'm calling from a comfort zone in District number 3, Motorado County. John Dakina says, good afternoon, viewers. I'm John the Vakina. That's Dakina following from Bangabon County. O.P. Oni Johnson says, good afternoon. I joined the conversation from Zoe community. Patience Tuba says, I joined you from LPMC route. Patience, thank you so much, and just keep sharing the live. Avino says, I'm watching from Bangabon County this afternoon. Ruben says, good afternoon, VOL. I'm closely following from Kakata, Maigibi County this wonderful afternoon. Rabbi Mba says, good afternoon, George Wade. Cherished listeners of Voice of Liberia, following live from Bourgeois Aslam Monrovia. And of course, continue to drop the comment, and you can also continue to share the live this afternoon on the show right here on Voice of Liberia. Welcome is on Bits and Pieces right here on Voice of Liberia. We're here up until 4 o'clock. Marco E. Flomosina says, I'm watching from my office in Fennock, that's on Fennock campus. Ambassador Gregory Minon says, I'm watching from View Community, Lower Johnsonville. Yes, congratulations, guys. Keep watching, and all you need to do, all you need to do is to share the live continuously, and so that others can join the show this afternoon, as it promises to be very fascinating. Zibia Kepe says, good afternoon, VOL. I'm watching you live from that's Gaytown O route. Francis Dwako, he says, I'm following you live from around the Kolahun Hospital in Lofa County. That's great. Continue to share the live, leave the comment, and I will do the acknowledgement as we move on with the show. Duke Preston Flomo, big brother, how you doing? He says, good afternoon, brother George. I'm Preston Flomo watching from Bangabon County. Tommy and Pryor says, I'm watching from Grand Bassa County. Francis Duocord, I'm following from Lofa County. Yes, Francis, thank you. And let's move on. Don't forget the cash giveaway. You got to play. Like I said, 3-person play at least two times. Yeah, star 799 hash OK. Select number 8 for Voice of Liberia. Play with just $100 Liberian dollars. Win 4,000 or 8,000 Liberian dollars. The more you play, and of course, the better your chances are to win. So let's move on. Let's move on, fellow Liberians. Yesterday, we got a report. We got an intel from the House of Representatives that members of the majority bloc, headed by the Speaker of the majority bloc, Richard Nambekun, ignore or downplay, if you like, the mediation team of ECOWAS who came to Liberia to intervene in what's happening up Capitol Hill. And so when we got the intel, we decided to reach out to some of our media colleagues up Capitol Hill and some of our big brothers as well that reports for, or who reports for other media institutions. When we reached out to them, they provided some information as it relates to what occurred yesterday up Capitol Hill. And fellow Liberians, I think the Speaker of the majority bloc that we've said continuously, he's not behaving well in what's happening up Capitol Hill. And I don't know for what reason that he was said to the ECOWAS committee, or he will ignore their quest to have this issue resolved. In fact, this morning, when I woke up to read on the various news outlets, because every morning that's what I do. I go to the various platforms to see what are the stories trending. And so when I went to one of the news outlet website, it was reported that it actually occurred yesterday up Capitol Hill. And in the evening hour, the guy started to control the damage that they carried out in the afternoon hours up Capitol Hill. But we are told that the ECOWAS mediation team still in Liberia, they're still exerting efforts to ensure that they can meet the majority bloc, because they've met the minority bloc headed by the embattled Speaker Funanti Kofa. But look, fellow Liberians, I've said it and I will continue to say that what's happening up Capitol Hill, if it is to come to an end, the quote-unquote Speaker of the majority bloc have a greater role to play, including the embattled Speaker Funanti Kofa. The both of them, they are very important in what's happening as it relates to having it resolved. If this saga up Capitol Hill should be resolved, or if it should come to an end, the both parties will have to sit and see how best this issue can be resolved. And they have to understand that what's happening, they have a major role to play in order to have it resolved. Because if this continues, our people will continue to suffer like the way they're suffering. Things are headed scatter. Things are headed scatter in this country. Nothing seems to be under control. Absolutely nothing seems to be under control. And I think what ECOWAS tried to do is to ensure that this entire saga is resolved. Is to ensure that this fight up Capitol Hill is resolved. But it seems to be like the Speaker of the majority bloc don't want to have it resolved. He don't want this fight up Capitol Hill to come to an end. That's what we are sensing at the moment. Because he enjoyed the support of the government. He enjoys the support of the government at the moment. And so he doesn't care. He wants this entire saga up Capitol Hill, or this Wulabalu up Capitol Hill, to continue. He doesn't care about the ordinary people. And that's why he's now willing to meet with people that are interested in having this entire saga up Capitol Hill resolved. And look, fellow Liberians, I can say to you that these people, they are living the best of lives. They're living the best of lives. That's why when these things are happening, they don't care. What are you going through a lot? They don't care. ECOWAS, I don't think the ECOWAS, they are political institution. I don't want to believe so. The ECOWAS that I know, the ECOWAS that I followed several years ago, it is not a political institution. Why refuse to meet with these people? Why refuse to meet with these people? And when these things are happening, it shows that there are internal motive. They got internal motive. And Liberians, you have to come up. You have to come out. Because if you cannot come out and say to these people that what they're doing, they're not feeling it, but you, the ordinary people, are the ones feeling it, this thing will come to an end. If you cannot come out and say, hey, what's happening? Let the thing come to an end. These people will continue to do what they're doing. See the house that Rachel Kuhn has built. See the house the man has built. Just in the short period of time that this saga started and up to present. See the kind of house this boy has built. He enjoyed the support of the government. That's why you see he doesn't even wish to have this thing resolved. What he celebrates is to see the people coming into the country and going back to their country without having this resolved. And like they've said, Richard Kuhn and that of Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn are the problems for this country as stands to believe it. Oh yes. I've come to a conclusion that yes, these guys are the problem for Liberia. These guys are the cause of what's happening in Liberia. They are the problem for what's happening today in our country. They are the ones supporting all of what's happening. Until you can come out and say to them in their faces that what you guys are doing is not in our favor and the right thing should be done, this will continue to happen. Who Rachel Kuhn feel he is? That you will have a team coming to have this thing to come to an end, and you turn down the guys and say you don't want to meet with them. This guy feel he has arrived. This guy feel he has arrived. And where we are at the moment, it is about time that Liberians, you come out. It is about time that you come out, because what's happening now, the government supports Rachel Kuhn to continue to behave the way he's behaving. The government supports him. Oh, but you listen to him, the man said he's a regime speaker. So he enjoys the immunity of the government. And that's why he's misbehaving and disrespecting renowned institutions that have existed for several years and that has been working with Liberia. And that they have a very, very good working relationship over the time. And you lawless, reckless Rachel Kuhn, you want to be the cause for ECOWAS to have a better relationship with Liberia? You want to be the cause? Fellow Liberians, you have to come out. Liberians, you need to come out. Because what Rachel Kuhn and his gangs they're doing is that they just misbehaving, behaving very lawless. Who are you that ECOWAS will send team to come and meet with the both parties to have this issue resolved, and you sit there and you say you can't honor the guys? And you say you cannot honor the invitation of the guys. You can't sit with them. And you say you can't sit with them. Who you feel you are? And I said it the other day, and I will continue to say, it doesn't show any good sound to the outside world. People following the kind of report, obviously it doesn't show good sound. And I think it is about time that Liberians, you come out. Because where we are, too many information we're getting ahead of the ruling tomorrow. But we're not going to speak to that now. We're not going to speak to that now until the court can come out tomorrow with a ruling. Until the court can come out tomorrow with a ruling. We wait and see how it plays out. But what's happening up Capitol Hill? What's happening up Capitol Hill? Richard Nangbe Kuhn and his gangs will have to understand that they have a major role to play in having this issue resolved. And if he feels that he enjoys the immunity of the government, and so he just wants to be in the position as speaker, and he don't want the right thing to be done, he's afraid that there be election conducted, and so he will continue to behave lawless. It's up to him. And it's up to the president as well. Liberians are watching what's happening. Liberians are watching. Liberians are watching what's happening. What's that? What's that? How did we arrive at this time? That you have a country very lawless and everyone just misbehaving. Who is Kun? Or who he feels he is? Who he feels he is? And I think the executives should understand that what you guys are doing at the end of the day, you will take the responsibility. Don't feel you will shave blame, but you rather take the responsibility. You will take the responsibility. So, like I said, shortly we have the guys coming in from the Monrovia Consolidated School System. They will be here. The leadership will be here, and we'll talk about why they were seen today protesting. In fact, yesterday they were also on the street carrying on a massive protest. Today again, we saw that they came out. So they will be here. We will have some conversation about their protest today, where we saw police firing tear gas at those students. In fact, several of them got wounded in the process. And so we'll have them on the platform this afternoon. And so if you just join us, welcome. This is Bits and Pieces on the Voice of Liberia every weekdays, Monday through Friday, 2 to 4 in the afternoon. Very tough, provoking show right here every weekday. Those of you following the live, just continue to leave the comment. I will do the acknowledgement as we move on with the show this afternoon. I will do the acknowledgement as we move on right here this afternoon with the show on Bits and Pieces right here on Voice of Liberia. Star 799 hash OK. Select number 8 for Voice of Liberia. Star 799 hash OK. Select number 8 for Voice of Liberia. Play with just $100 Liberian dollars. And of course, you win for yourself 4,000 or 8,000 Liberian dollars. Play continuously. Play as many times you can play in order to win for yourself 4,000 or 8,000 Liberian dollars. Collinians Manfi George says, "Good afternoon, viewer. I'm watching you live from Thingos Village resident." Stephen Nangbe says, "I'm watching from church." Where? Austin Mo Grace Mavi says, "Listening from Ankawa residents." Duarte writes, "Good afternoon from Minnesota. George, my brother, Liberian people needs to come out or else nothing will change." James Runner says, okay. Anyway, we get blinded, man. These are young people who are belly driven into the pocket of the guys, so they will come out and say things that they're not to say. Okata, that's Otaka Kaho says, all this useless and reckless behavior by Reb Reggie Kun was supported and encouraged by Bwakai. William K. Sumowulu says, "Good afternoon, sir. I'm watching from New York. This afternoon." Star 799 hash OK. Select number 8 for Voice of Liberia. Play with just $100 Liberian dollars, of course, and win for yourself 4,000 or 8,000 Liberian dollars. So the House of Representatives, we have to ensure that this issue is resolved. Majority Bloc Speaker Reggie Nambekun, you have to understand that Liberians are going through a lot. It is not about you, but it is about the country. It is not about you, it is about the country. It is about the country. You misbehaving, you behaving very reckless. And this needs to stop. It needs to stop. It needs to stop. From the look of things, I think the minority bloc, they're willing to to have this issue resolved. And what they are pushing for is the right thing to be done. What the minority bloc they're pushing for is to have the right thing done. And that's why you see Funati has the support of Liberians. That's why you see Funati has been supported hugely by Liberians, because they're pushing for the right thing to be done. And when that is done, fine. But you got someone there who doesn't want this entire saga to come to an end. And that is wrong. And so we hope that ECOWAS will ensure they will use all of their strategies that they've deployed to ensure that they meet the both parties. It's key. It's very important that that is done. So let's move on. Madeline Swaflomo says, good afternoon, Voice of Liberia. I'm calling from Bassa Community Capital Bypass. More efforts needs to be put in the educational sector of for the betterment of our country. Yes. Thank you so much. Let's move on. Federal Liberians yesterday and today, we saw it on the principal street of Monrovia. Several students flooding the street of Monrovia. They had placards into their hand, calling on the government of Liberia through the Ministry of Education to ensure that their teachers are paid. According to the students, over 3 weeks, they've gone to classes, but instructors not coming to their classes. Just go and get a guy. And so yesterday and today, like I said, we saw it on the principal street. A lot of our brothers and sisters, specifically students, they took on the principal street of Monrovia with placard in their hands, demanding that their instructors are paid. But what specifically I want to talk about, the guys will be here shortly on the show. They will be here to tell us why yesterday and today they were seen in the street protesting. But I want to speak specifically to the attitude of the police. I want to speak specifically to the attitude of the Liberia National Police. Look, while the students went to the Capitol building today to present to Sekou Kenneth, the chair on executive, and Anthony Williams, who is the chair on crime and education at the House of Representatives, the students were about to read their petition. And that's how the untrained, very uncivilized police officers started to fire tear gas. And they wounded a lot of our students. A lot of the students were wounded in the process. And look, let me say this, fellow Liberians. Is it not the right of the guys? Is it not the right of the guys to do what they did? Of course, It is the right of these students. You know why? They are Liberians. Under the Constitution, they have their right to peaceful assembly. Imagine students on the street, then you see armed police officers behind the students. Armed police officers were seen behind those students today. Yesterday, the guys were on the street, they were protesting. And you saw how peaceful they were. But today, the way in which the police behaved today, I was shocked. I was very shocked. And we are getting report that the instructions were given to them by Gregory Coleman. We are getting report that Gregory Coleman was the one who instructed these guys to fire tear gas at the students today. And I think the behavior of Gregory Coleman is becoming very unbecomable. And I think the president will have to take some action against Greg. Probably Greg, he doesn't understand how to run the police. That's how I see it. He doesn't understand how to run the police. He don't know at what point in time the people should even be doing what they're doing. You instruct police officers to fire tear gas at peaceful students, protesters. And one thing you should understand, Greg, it is part of the social responsibilities of the government to ensure that these students can get access to quality education. It's part of our social responsibility. So if the students will go to school and they can't get instructors into their classes about 3 weeks, and they decided to call the attention of the government through protest, then you go and sit at a back and instruct your guys to fire tear gas at the students. You wounded several of them. You collected some of them. My understanding is they're currently into the possession of the LNP. So what are you guys telling us? That there should be automatically no protest in this country? There should be no peaceful assembly in this country? Is that what you, Greg, and the leg of your guys are telling the Liberian people? That every time when they talk about peaceful protest, Greg will instruct these guys to misbehave. Greg will instruct the guys to misbehave. And this is wrong. Greg should understand that this is Liberia. Not a relative get Liberia. Or Joseph Boakai doesn't own this country. They are Liberians. They are peaceful assembly. They were right. And that's why you see from all across the country, these students are being celebrated for what they're doing. They've been celebrated. You know why? Because if we can say that these people or these students, they are our future leaders, we should prioritize them. The only way they can be prioritized, the little thing you're giving their instructors, give it to them. The 2024-2025 national budget, if I'm not mistaken, something around US 40 million was allocated for lawmakers just for vehicles. just to buy luxurious cars for the lawmakers. But you got teachers who some of them taking home 150 US. Government has refused to pay these people. For what? For what? For what reason? I'm yet to understand. It is shocking. And I think the government of President Joseph Boakai at this point in time will have to listen. We'll have to listen. We'll have to listen. And this is about time. Linsu, I follow your press statement like you've said. If the government cannot listen to the plot of the guys in a week or two, it will be staging a nationwide protest. Yes, it's good, but it is time you meet with the leadership of the Monrovia Consolidated School System. Understand from them what are the issues. And try to have the kind of issues resolved. So the cash giveaway is on. We'll take few calls, and when we come right back, we usher our guests to the platform. Like I said, the Monrovia Consolidated School System leadership will be here this afternoon on the show. We'll talk about their protest right here on the show on Bits and Pieces. Asata and Miller says, good afternoon, Brother George. I'm watching live from Red Light. Good to be on the show. Due Thay says, who are you calling speaker? That fool? No, don't go that way, please. Good afternoon, voice of Liberia from Duporad. Rescue team trying to big excuse manager expectation for 2029. Let's take few calls. Now, and then we'll come back. We will have our guys in studio. Let's take this present. Hello, welcome. What's your name? From where you joined the show? Go ahead.
I'm calling from New Georgia.
From New Georgia. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know, Richard will be that, but it's supporters of unity on the executive, so the ministers, they are putting the regime speaker. And for Gregor Koma getting a support for the executive. So we will talk and get tired. We'll talk and get tired. I don't know. We are brought upon ourselves. Now, why you people were telling us, but then the people were doing their work. So nobody will must tell you that the executive does not know about Richard Poon behavior. Executive chunking rock, hiding the executive, they are well.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's get another person on the line. Hello, welcome. What's your name? From where you joined the conversation?
How are you, George?
I'm okay. What's your name?
This is the voice of Andrew E.D. I'm Andrew Paya, civil Kisi Bo, member of the Matters Rescue Mission Information Hall.
Go ahead.
Firstly, I'm going to commend you for your talking point. But when it comes to the MCSS issue, to be real, this is a CDC policy game.
What you call? Hello?
Yes, I'm coming about.
Hello?
Yes.
What you call CDC policy game? Is it false? Is it false that the teachers are actually being paid?
You ask question, right?
Go ahead.
Okay, very good. When I say CDC policy game, the president for the SS Teacher Association, Mr. Augustine, is a sedition. He was elected during Victoria region and he is a sedition. So the brother stepping at that level now, so he is using that means to get all of the teacher out of the classroom and then to support.
Hello. Listen to me. I'm not cutting off. Listen to me.
No problem.
Listen to me. Okay.
No problem.
Is it actually true that the teachers are being paid?
Very good. Now, the teachers, they are not only being paid, but they are being a step up on a salary, and there is no 7 taken below 1 step pay. And I can tell you for sure.
And it is false. Hello. It is actually hello. And you feel that it is actually false. These teachers, they've been paid for the length of time the students spoke about.
The problem here is that
hello.
But it is not teachers who are actually on government payroll. For the teacher, no problem, right? But I listened to a boss thing. He said it is because of the teacher.
The guys will be here. Thank you. Let's get another person. The guys will be on the show. Hello, welcome. What's your name?
Good afternoon, my dear brother John Way.
Hey, Mark. How is Grand Bassa? Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Thank you so much, my brother. Grand Bassa is good. We are enjoying the cool breeze for the Atlantic Ocean.
Go ahead.
Mike Berman calling from Pickett County, one of the county fathers.
Let's hear you.
Thank you very much for your platform this afternoon. Look, you see, I don't care what happens. The average people will just have to agree to the ECOWAS people that came. He just got to set on there so that the issue can be resolved. The people just came with a team a few days that the ECOWAS delegates are here. And he just put on himself and just put the laboratory life on rate without compromising things so that the ECOWAS can put things on the control. We honor a hot stage. Who has ready put the whole economy on a hot stage? Who has ready put Mr. Way? Ready put just a policeman who the people pay for him and get a position. There's all there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you. Let's get another person. Hello. Okay. Hello. Welcome. What's your name?
Yeah. Good evening, Mr. Way.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Welcome. What's your name?
Yeah, this is Sadi. We are joining from Basel.
Sadi from Grand Bassa. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Mr. Way, Richie Kun, I don't know that got problem. Richie Kun, I even know with all the situation that I brought back to here yesterday, all the civil war that fought in the country, we cry for ECOWAS. After ECOWAS never come in the country, people were crying. I know a lot of time Richie Kun was born, so you don't even know. The situation that we pass through. Play Liberia for today. The Richie Kun want for Liberia to go back there in La. Richie Kun, they country now for a fellow. They country for we the Liberia people. So Richie Kun, we the Liberia people, when Richie Kun now submit to ECOWAS, a private country to the country here, ourselves, we the Liberia people self, we can march to Richie Kun hall to put you on our stage.
Thank you.
We're not going to work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. Welcome. What's your name? Good afternoon. Okay, let's get another person on the line. Hello.
Yeah, hello, George.
Welcome. What's the name? From where you joined the show?
Yeah, my name is Abraham Tuba. I call from Barnesville.
Maybe go ahead from Barnesville. Let's hear you.
You know what is happening? ECOWAS came to mediate. So if the majority black are refusing, it is very bad. Liberia is a member of ECOWAS. ECOWAS came 1990. Do you know how many blood were shed by ECOWAS citizens in this country? The Ghanaians, the Nigerians, the Senegalese, the Sierra Leoneans. Do you know how many blood were shed just for this peace that we are enjoying today? It is going to be very bad if the majority black leader, the regime speaker, refuses to sit and negotiate with ECOWAS. It is going to be a bad precedent for us as Liberians. During the war, people fled this country and seek refuge, right, in ECOWAS countries, in Sierra Leone, in Guinea, Ghana. You understand? They welcome us because of our stupidity. We have a civil war in this country that led so many more than 250,000 lives lost. If the majority of blacks is not thinking about that, look, tomorrow it will be devastating.
Thank you.
Understand? We cannot sit and wait for this kind of thing to continue.
Thank you.
So please, let Richard Kun understand that Liberia is for Liberians and that's for him. So if and George, I don't like for you to use the word, Mr. President, you got to do something. The president knows what is going on. You understand? He knows. He encourages these things to be thus far. So when you say, oh, Mr. President, you got to listen, he's listening, but he will not take action. The only president ceremonial president, but he's not the operation president.
And that is wrong.
We got people who are running this country.
That is very wrong. Thank you. Let's get another person. Hello, welcome. What's your name?
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Bitz and Pieces on Voice of Liberia. What's your name? From where you joined the show?
Yeah, this is the brother Tabu Rasta joining you from Point 4 to be specific in Zimbabwe.
Go ahead from Zimbabwe.
You know, we're not entertaining people coming on our platform defending things like that. What are they supposed to defend?
No, the platform is for everyone, please. Go ahead.
Okay. Quickly, you came to rescue. Where in the world, and I like the question you asked him, the guy who I like the question you asked him, if the teacher have been paid or they haven't good salary or good incentive, will they come, will somebody tell them they're not going to the street to go protest? So you see, so that kind of deception, that kind of what we find ourselves in. Why you told the people that you came to rescue them? And it's a right of still to protest. We're going to show up for protest. So people protesting, it is a right to protest. So, I don't see police coming out going against students. It is not fair. It is not fair. But you know the kind of thing. The Bible, the scripture in the Bible that said we should be content with what you have. We had a God-choosing president who came to deliver the people, who honor your administration. We saw massive development going on. But today, our Liberian people choose not to follow the archaeology. So today, they will have to be blamed. In the book of Revelation, the Bible says, don't get year to year to year.
Okay.
Because if you get to year, you will keep paying.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's get another person from this line. Right here this afternoon on the show. Hello, welcome. What's your name?
Mr. Wade.
Welcome. What's your name?
Good afternoon. This is David King, and I do join you from my Sinanote resident.
Go ahead.
Let me extend my condolence to Mr. Griffey for the loss of his brother.
Yeah, sure.
My heartfelt condolence go out to him and the Voice of Liberia family, management staff. You see, I listened to one of their callers that said that government being able to pay teachers, NCSS teachers. It is not just pay, but there are massive corruption at the NCSS school system. And Mr. Bwaga is doing nothing in making sure that he curbs what is taking place at the NCSS school system. The superintendent is very corrupt. There have been a lot of complaints. And Mr. Bwaga seeing that this thing is a low-fat gymnastic. So once it's on low-fat and you in government, you can see, he will do nothing because he told them. He said, those that want to remain corrupt, you can be corrupt, but when you corrupt, you must bring the money back home to Lofa and be able to help your people.
Okay.
So they all are stealing to help their people.
Okay.
But now, those students, Josh.
Yeah, quickly.
Those students that have been tear gas today and yesterday.
The guys are here. The guys are here. Let's listen to them, please.
Yeah. And we want to say to the government, there will be a lot bus stop. The student community, if you take them for granted, then you should ask our late president, Samuel Kanyando, because he went against the student community at the University of Liberia, and he know what happened at the end of the day. So any government, even Charles Taylor, went against the student community. He know what happened to him. So if somebody would take that community for granted, I think you as a leader, you must think twice. You have to go back to the drawing board and know that these are not people that you can just go against so easily because they command the masses of our people in this country. So you cannot go after them. If you go after them, you are going against the entire country.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's take this song right here to be right back. When we come back, we will move across the table and bring onto the platform the guys. They're here to talk about their protest that they've been back on yesterday and today. So the guys are here. So let's take this piece right here. Those of you watching, keep sharing the live. Okay, Asada Miller. Okay, I read a comment. Murphy Hinen says, I'm watching from District now, where one of the best lawmakers live, Representative Foucault. This government is a complete devil. They are damaging our country. and its image. Let's take this song. CRC is a wonderful piece, and we'll take this song. When we come right back, we have our guests on the screen. The students' representation will be here. Why are they protesting? What is happening? What is going on? We listen to the guys this afternoon right there on Bits and Pieces. Let's go.
I'm feeling the vibe with originalhits.com.
Download your favorite song at originalhits.com.
Clip can rock you, lepe when you come in, choo. I can see. All the coconut do for me, oh. I pay your blessing to plant me, and I get cut up to oh. You open door, you made a way. Make my enemy calibrate. They want to hold it down. I let them people not there. Me only so that I mean, I telling you, okay. She opening corridor for me to pass. Say, okay. See how you turning around for good from the way to be. She great, I carry it, and I get the kitchen and do it. Congratulations. Yeah, all my kids they wanting me for. All of my Kenya, I give it to God. They think you like do it like all of my mom, they papi like soba, make it like do. See the thing I do. She like to say we not done so. Me I got pepe.
And of course, CRC, congratulations. Wonderful piece of music. The catch giveaway is on. Continue to play. Star 799 hash OK. Select number 8 for Force of Liberia. Play with just $100 Liberian dollars. And of course, you win for yourself 4,000 Liberian dollars or 8,000 Liberian dollars. I need one person to play 2 times right after this segment of the show. I will come right back and do the draw. So we'll move across the table and welcome to the show Andrew Nonch Kenya. He is a student activist. We have Jingin Bito. He's the MCSS Student Union Secretary General. We have Daniel T. Logan. He's an activist. Sekou Fofana is also here. Guys, welcome.
Yeah, so people, just let me say thank you for the invitation extended to us, and it's always a pleasure to reaching out and honoring such invitation, and we deeply appreciate your kind gesture to reach out our invitation to express the grievances and the cries of the poor people's children at the level of the Monrovia Consolidated School System, particularly our poor people's children. We refer to them as the poor people's children because what they are going to is something that is saddening and frustrating. So thank you for the information extended. My name is Andrew Nushkenya. I am a student activist and lead campaigner on the Operation Fix MCSS school system, not just the school system, for the 27 schools across MCSS. So I'm Andrew Nushkenya, a student activist and lead campaigner of Fix MCSS.
Let's get into the president quickly. Yeah, you right here. Go ahead.
I'm Sekou Fofana Kone, student activist of the MCSS student.
Yeah, speak to the mic. Just speak to the microphone.
Yes. The issues of falling here today. What's going on out there?
Introduce yourself for the public.
I said I'm Sekou Fofana Kona.
Okay. And you back there. Go ahead.
All right. Chickens Fabio told it Secretary General MCS student here.
Okay. Let's get it on the president. Hello.
Welcome. Yeah. I'm Daniel T. Logan, a student activist, also the coordinator of the Marshall County student, also a member of MCS student.
Okay. Let's begin with one of your colleagues right here. Why are you guys protesting?
So let me begin by appreciating those of the people in the public and those are our parents and the young converts today who demonstrated that resilient and pull up that strong posture in ensuring that what we refer to as education is a right and not a privilege, as enshrined within the 1986 Constitution of our Republic. So today, the MCSS students, they conveyed at the grounds of the Capitol. For matter of fact, the MCSS students, they paraded the principal street of Monrovia today, and they have two major concerns. There are too many concerns within the MCSS today that government continues to remain tight-lipped and blindfolded to. They refuse to act in, and when we have been told by our parents that whenever the society is unjust, you as the student or as a person, you got to stand up and take your destiny in your own hand.
Sure.
If the oppressors are oppressing you and you see no way out for freedom, like in the case of the caged bird, we witnessed the caged bird were being caged and were being denied of freedom. So at some point in time, the caged bird had to take her freedom in her own hand, take her destiny to victory. So today, the MCSS students, the 46,000 students across the Monrovia Consolidated School System, they gathered today on the grounds of the Capitol to petition those in authority, those of the people who are responsible to ensuring that teachers are back in the classroom. So our first concern is we need teachers to get back in the classroom. Days ago, we saw teachers having a go-slow process. They drop jobs.
How long?
And it has taken a week.
Okay.
The teacher dropped chalk on 4 counts.
And what are they?
Their number 1 count, they were demanding that their salary needs to be increased. And if you follow and listen to the president's SONA, the State of Nation address, the president said within his SONA that civil service salary, there were 16 million plus that were allocated for civil service salary to be increased. And instructing the final minister, President Minister Augustine P. Kafan, instructed the final minister for that policy to take immediate effect as of January. But from January, February, now we are in March, it hasn't taken effect. While it is true that the president gave the mandate, but there was no enforcement made. And one thing I want to say here to you, Josh, educators in Liberia, it is so saddening to see our country, Liberia, not prioritizing educators to that level they should prioritize.
You think that's what's happening now in Liberia?
Oh, yes. The Liberian government is not prioritizing educators, especially our teachers. I listened to one of the callers on your show talking about corruption. Do you think if the teachers are not being paid justly, do you think corruption will be mitigated from schools? Corruption will certainly not be mitigated from schools. Because the man is not being paid fairly and palatably, and the man has funding. There are children and people who are depending on that young man from the job that he's doing, the very teaching job. As a matter of fact, he's not just teaching, he's empowering society. The very people today in government, they sat in the same classroom, they were tutored, and they sat under the pedagogy of teachers. But while today they're sent to position and they see teachers as mere men, whenever we talk about teachers, it sparks violence in their heart, it sparks fear in their heart. Is that how society will be built? I want our politicians to erase this from their mind, saying the young people and future leaders of our generation. How can the young people take on the mantle of authority to follow the blueprint if they are not being empowered? Education is empowerment. It's very key. And
the next count.
And another thing here, so the first count was the teacher to get back in classroom. The student were calling on the president. The students were calling on those in authority and responsible to ask and to take immediate action. That means they should act. Because our senior students, the 12th graders...
You're requesting the government to take action immediately.
Oh, yes. The 12th graders are 1 week away from writing national exam, that is the WACs. And it has been spilled out in the public that MCSS schools, quote-unquote, the government schools, are always dismally performing. You know that. And how do the government want their government schools to perform if teachers have dropped off? You think a student who is in the classroom who does not know how to operate scientific calculator, you think they don't know how to operate a calculator if teacher is not in the classroom? He will certainly know not how, he will certainly understand nothing about the scientific calculator operation.
Okay.
So the first count was the student was calling on the president for increment in their teacher salary as were announced as a policy by the president of the republic, Ambassador Joseph Nimo Boyka, during a state of national address. And the finance minister reaffirmed it.
Confirm.
The finance minister reaffirmed that beginning in January, teachers' salary should be increased. And nobody should come to the public and tell us that there was no money allocated. There was 16 million plus that were allocated in the first 4 years. So, 2025 national budget.
So let's get the remaining 2 points quickly, and then I will come in with more questions.
So the next point there is the teachers were the students. We the students, bad students. We were calling on the national government. So as I was saying about educators, there are volunteers in NCSS. Let me tell you this. Guidance counselors are educators. The security, they are educators. All those who are responsible for giving instruction and telling students what to do, they are educators. So another camp of the students were calling on the president. Because, mind you, in a very similar the president gave, 3.2 million were allocated for educators and health workers to be placed on the volunteer educators and health workers to be placed on payroll after January again. And the finance minister did. The finance minister agreed. He reaffirmed that as of January, effectively, those of the volunteer educators and health workers will be placed on payroll. But up to now, all of our volunteer teachers, they are not being placed on payroll. Look at some people come to the point to argue that the volunteer lists are being inflated. And I want to say to you, that's a blatant lies. Look at the top. Take case example. Look at the top one. You have top man with over 3,000 plus students. Do you think in your mind, 3 janitors are able to continue that campus? It's certainly not possible. With the amount of students on that campus, do you think 2 guidance counselors can be able to talk to all of our students in a day? It's certainly not possible. So it was one of the essences, those of the people who are volunteering there, volunteering their services, they are educators, guidance counselors, they are educators. They were being placed on the volunteer payroll, to be on a volunteer list, to be placed on payroll. We have the Boston. Boston then was junior high school, now Boston is a senior high school. And that happened under the leadership of the superintendent, James Augustine Mobile.
Okay.
Boston is now a senior high school. And those of the teachers that were teaching Boston, they were only trained exclusively for the junior high section. And now Boston has transformed to a senior high section. Do you think the teachers that were trained for the junior high section will be capable enough to teach the senior high? It's certainly not possible. There is a need teachers who are trained exclusively to teach the senior high section. So that's how those of the people who apply, they had no option but to be placed on the volunteer list, and is how they are getting the category of how the voluntary list increased from 104 because there are 711 volunteers.
Okay.
Right now,
so that's how the voluntary list increased. Those of the people who, like for the Abele Bensi, the same thing happening at Abele Bensi or junior and now Abele Bensi or senior high. So teachers were sent there to continue the schools.
Okay.
So another thing the students were agitating for is their educational facilities. NCSS since 1964, NCSS schools have been backward and remain messing up, and government seems to be bad, and we see that as an intentionality.
You think it is intentional?
Oh, it's intentional. Because you cannot say the government schools are your number 1 school and then your building remain filthy and there have been no improvement. So we see that as our front and we saw it as a slap in our faces. We are students. We can get a government official taking on fat salaries and taking on, look at NPA, an assistant director at NPA is taking on 4K with huge benefits. One more if you could cut waste and take that money and redivert it into infrastructure development of schools.
Okay, let's hear from your colleagues across the table and then we'll come on.
All right. So as my comrade just said, if you enter MCSS schools, you know that Liberia government are supporting the public schools.
Okay.
Once you have the schools lack of laboratory, library, and all of the learning facilities. So we understand that the private schools have been supported by the government officials because they will own the schools. But then the government schools always
That's an allegation, though.
oh, it's an allegation, but it is factual actually because you visit all of the private schools, you understand that the private schools are far away from the government schools. Government school, you enter MCSS schools, you have rainy season, all of the buildings leaking. You have that now you have decent chairs in MCSS, but before you have chairs, students sitting down on benches still in the morning they live. So it's very unfortunate to see government schools in the countries. And then now if you check in the government schools in the countries, MCSS schools come first. You have Tottenham High bearing the 001, but Tottenham High still to 10 level.
Okay. All right. Let's hear from the two guys right here quickly.
All right. So thank you for the time. I mean, I appreciate you for that. So basically, government schools in Liberia, most of the people who talk about government schools say government schools is the best schools in Liberia. But when we look at the facility, government schools lack a lot of facilities. When we talk about sanitation in government school, there where the problem comes. Most of our students have been affected when it comes to sanitation issue. The issue of library that our colleague just stated. You will not be going to a government exam at the end of the day. They are teach you the skeleton system. There are something they are teach you at the end of the day. There are no picture that you see. They cannot picturize anything. But yet, private school students, they have all the facilities. They have all these facilities in a library. At the end of the day, you notice that the private school students are always above the government school students when it comes to national exam. So we will not sit as a leaders representing the students. At the end of the day, we look at the government school go down. We cannot look at it. Okay. Our come here is to talk to the government that prioritize the students' interests, most especially MCSs. We are number one. There are students that are in private schools. They are learning. They are studying good environment. They are studying good environment. They are learning conditions and that is very, very conducive. When it comes to the government schools, it is very, very damaging for us. We find a problem within the government schools. So we're going to go to the time for you to watch us what we have to say.
Yeah, so let's hear you quickly.
On to the issues. Let me go strictly to the go slow that circulating around the MCSS system. We call on the government, the border-led government, to custom Superintendent James Augustine Momo and the Director of Administration at the MCSS. On the go slow, the volunteer teachers before James Augustine Momo was 104. Up to the systems upon January 10 up to July 31st of the 2024, within that system up to now, the volunteer teachers have increased to 700 plus.
Wow. Okay. So let's know from you guys, gentlemen. There are too many speculation in the public, but we will come to that. It said that the teachers, they've complained to you that's why they are on a go slow.
So before going to that question, let me commend the Superintendent James Momo, because since the existence of MCSS has never had the morning chairs that MCSS is currently having. MCSS now have a corrugated chairs and the students are comfortably seated in it, and that alone brings the conduciveness of the learning environment. And a learning environment that has no conduciveness is an environment that is not needed to be in. So to your question, so let me make this exclusively clear to the public. The students were not moved by what the teachers did. In fact, this entire peaceful protest today by the students were protests that have been planned by the students, because we agree that the teachers of go-slow action prompted everything. Why it's true that the students have too many issues to discuss. But this protest today by the students, we're not influenced by anybody from central office. We're not politically motivated by any politicians. The students took on their consciousness and took the street because they understand that education is not privilege.
How long do we expect this protest to last?
So we want to say to you, Claire, if the issues cannot be resolved, not just for teachers going by in the classroom, but having infrastructural, having facilities, the improvement of infrastructural development, and having students learning a very good environment, sanitation up to the tax. We want to be clear to you. We want to be clear that the students will continue to take a non-stop on specified action.
But you don't expect the government to improve your facilities just a day.
No, that's how we get the ultimatum. So
how many days?
The government MCS have been in existence since 1964. So from 1964 to 2025 is not a huge time for the government to improve MCSS.
But someone will say we have another government.
We have another government. We agree.
That just
but why is true? We agree. They can improve their salary. They can increase their salary. They increase the fat salary, taking huge benefit. What's the time that it will take them to improve MCSS? The very time they can take to take 5K, 45K, about 45 cars, they can take that very time to allocate more budget into the project. Oh yes. Another thing today, before following to the follow-up question, I want to make this clear to the Liberia National Police. Under the instruction of Inspector General Breke Como, I have received a classified intel. We on the angle of the MCSS Student Union, and as a student activist, we are connected. We have our guys in the streets who are giving us information every day, and we believe that our Bureau of Intelligence cannot lie to us.
What's the intel?
And we have our Bureau of Intelligence. Our Bureau of Intelligence informed us that the Liberia National Police has given instruction to Nazi Freeman, the one of the Liberia National Police, to tell student activist Andrew Nushkedion. And my name and picture have been sent to NSA to hunt Andrew down. Only because the students are resolved and wanting to learn and wanting to exercise their franchise and taking on the responsibility and exercising what they call education is a right.
So you guys started this protest. Go ahead.
And they want to use that intimidation, but I want to say, Claire, we cannot be intimidated for what is right to us. There is no amount of intimidation can stop us from doing what we are doing until the issues are resolved. So Gage come on and NSA like it, they can send 45 pickups of police behind Andrew Kenyon. But we want to be clear and emphatic here today. We will not compromise and we will not go to whatever intimidation or no amount of intimidation by Gage Como and Liberia National Police.
Was a petition today read and presented to Sekou Kennan and Anthony Williams?
And that's the point. So let me tell you something. It has been speculated in the public that there are squad within the Liberia National Police referred to as death squad. And the action of the Liberia National Police today, let me tell you, the students today were very peaceful. The students did not block traffic. The students took on the sign as instructed by the police for vehicle to move freely. But when the student assembled on the grounds of the Capitol, we frustratingly witnessed Greg Common giving instruction to Nelson Freeman to tear gas the students. Our students were tear gas and loud bullet was shot at the students. And today we found grenade being shot at the student. We have our evidence. We have our evidence. This is it.
Let me see.
We have our evidence.
Let me see.
Yeah, this is it. This grenade was thrown at the time the student were exiting or using see that using the University of Liberia as an exit point when the grenade was thrown behind it, right at the gate to where they grounded, as you can see.
Wow.
And loud bullet was shot. And we get tear because there are 15 students that have been wounded. The police,
15 of their friends?
Oh yes. The police brutalized our student today. We saw it. It's on record.
Where are the students?
The students, we don't know their whereabouts. Some of them are
I'm told some of them were arrested by Gregory Como.
Oh yeah, Gregory Como arrested some of our students. 15 of our students were hurt, and some of them were fired with bullets. And we managed to free 2 of our students. There were 10 persons that were arrested by Gregory Como.
Okay.
Oh yes.
So 15 got wounded.
See there, as you can see, there's young lady, she's a peaceful student who came today to advocate for what is right and just. Look at her. She was tear gas, and she was beating. There are students that were beating. Today the police blocked it. There were several blocked by the police for the peaceful student today. Only because the student came in the street to agitate, to tell the government, to tell the police that education is not privilege. Education is a right as enshrined in the 1986 Constitution.
Since you guys started this protest yesterday, there are too many reports, too many speculations.
The student never protested. Yesterday there were no protests. What we did, the student used that means to announce to the government that there are issues they are facing, and if the government are cognizant and very responsible enough, they will have taken siege of the matter and come to the aid of the student before the student will have taken the street.
So you guys are calling on the attention of the government?
Yeah, we're calling on the attention of the government that we're coming out today for the government to remain adamant. They felt pleased with it because they almost think that children are now being schooled in the MCSS school in different public schools. So they remain adamant on the entire process.
It has been reported that you guys are heavily supported by the CDC. What can the team here say to that?
And we want to say that it's a blatant lie, and we want to trash that and discard it as a common toilet paper. We want to say that our action today exhibited, like I said, it is void of political alignment. The CDC too the CDC has faced similar issues. Do you know that it is because of the student community the CDC is not in power today? They didn't follow the actions of the student on GW getting campus when the student checked behind somewhat for corruption and bad governance. The students are never wrong, and the students were motivated by the CDC. The CDC is far from what the student did today, and there is no political motivator beyond the student's action today. We want to say clear, the student has distanced herself from it, whatever speculation that is in the streets or in the public, that the CDC supported this. We want to distance ourselves from that. Why should there are people pledging solidarity to this process? But the students today took on their mantle and took their destiny in their own hand to petition those in authority that is responsible for teachers not being in the classroom. All of the issues that were laid out by the student. And one more thing. Today we saw the president of the MCSS Student Union. And the president is not here today now. Mind you, Nelson Freeman instructed his death squad to get at the president of the MCSS Student Union. As I speak, we don't know the president whereabouts, and will hold Gregory responsible. While the president was in to reading the petition statement, the president read a page of the petition statement.
Yeah, I think I followed that.
Yeah, the president read a page of the petition statement, and in a split second, we saw the police shooting bullets and grenades at our leadership, and those are the people who are responsible to read out the petition. And the student ran head-on because they were not involved. The police have been killing a lot of people, and it's not strange. The police have killed students, and it's not strange. So the student's only responsibility was to escape the scene and save themselves. In the process of escaping, our president got lost. And we want to put this on record that Mr. Potts actually instruct Gregory Como to produce our president. If the president instruct Gregory Como to produce the president before the day ends today, the student will take a specific action.
Have you guys received call from the Ministry of Education to go and sit and have some conversation as to why, when you guys seen in the street, and how can you guys have this entire issue resolved?
So there were procedure followed before the student coming out today, and the student leadership, they send out communication to the Ministry of Education. Okay. They send communication to the MCSS central office, the same communication at the executive mansion, the same
Communication as
communication
Moravia Stadium.
at Moravia Stadium Hall, and also same communication at the Ministry of Finance. Those are the people responsible for the current situation ongoing. And we, over a period of time, the total amount, and there are no redress. So the
No concerns with the communication.
yeah, no, they don't respond to the communication. Each time we go to the different offices, they will tell you that they are busy and they don't have time to respond to the student concern. And the student had no option because this entire situation is beyond the superintendent control. Even the very superintendent, he does not have control over it. The superintendent does not have control over it because if the teacher lay down trucks, you think the superintendent instruct them to go back in the classroom? No. The superintendent instruct them. They are civil servants.
Okay, well, guys, you're listening to the students. You're listening to the guys here this afternoon on the show, Bits and Pieces. The Secretary General of the MCSS Students Union, Jenkins B. Toh, is here. Daniel T. Logan, he's a student activist. He's here. Sekou Fofana is also here. Sekou is also a student activist. Andrew Nunge Keno is a student activist as well. The guys are here. You're listening to them while they decided to take the street today and calling on the attention of the government. You've listened to them. You have questions, comments, recommendations. Yeah, quickly. I'm coming to you 1 minute. Star 799 hash. Okay, select number 8 for Voice of Liberia. Play with just $100 Liberian dollars, and of course you win 4,000 or 8,000 Liberian dollars. One person play 2 times quickly, and so that right after our guest we will do the draw. Go ahead.
So, like one of your callers stated, while it's true, yeah, we agree there are massive corruption in the government schools, but then there are factors attached, or there are reasons why the corruption is on an increase. Number one reason is clear: the teachers are not being paid fairly. Do you think if you're not taking pay as an individual, you're not taking money from the students? You're certainly take money from the student because you want to survive. That's another thing. And yeah, we want to say again today, what we witness today, we want this to reach the decks of the president. If Mr. Becker cannot act, we will remind him of 1976 in South Africa. Do you know that the students are the most powerful people in the world? I care you bring your army, no amount of army, police, and that's the whosoever. Once the students are resolved to take their destiny in their own hand, they will penetrate.
You think you guys can be intimidated by Gregory and his guys?
There is nothing can intimidate us. We want to say like we said.
Okay, let's hear from you back there quickly. Then we'll go to the line and take few calls.
All right, so just to say, our brother, so what my colleague was saying, this is not the end of what we have started. So we gave them petition. We gave them for the 8 hours, right? We gave them for the 8 hours to address.
For the 8 hour 2 days.
Yeah, for the 8 hour 2 days to address our concern. So if they cannot address our concern, that means the students will come back Thursday.
Come Thursday?
Thursday? Oh yes, they're coming Thursday. The students are coming back. They are not the end. If it costs for us to be on this for months, we will be on it until they can resolve this issue. So Thursday, we are coming back. The students are waiting. They will be well uniform on our day.
From what happened today, do you think your colleagues will want to join you in the street?
Oh yes, we are united. We are
100%.
We are the one representing them. They are waiting to hear our calls. When we call them, they are waiting to come.
Okay.
Transportation is not the issue. We'll go and bring them.
So let me come in quickly with J course. So the issue of MCSS students, I've been hearing a lot of speculation being raised in the public that MCSS students are not being serious. Some of them are, some want to go to school and jump more things. Want to say clear, want to discount it quickly here. The MCSS students, they are one of the best students in this republic. Like you wait, there's a reason. There was a student from the Topon High School. There was a student from Topon High School who went Zambia and she came top place in the intellectual property competition. MCSS student has some of the brightest students. But one of the reasons why the students are not performing up to the task is because the teachers are being unpaid. The students are not learning the full environment.
Okay. All right. Let's take few calls and come back to the guys that respond, and then we continue the show right here on Voice of Liberia, Bits and Pieces. Like I said, one person play 2 times, and then we do the draw. We'll give out some money. We're giving out $4,000 and $8,000. Star 799 hash. Okay, select number 8 for Voice of Liberia. Play with 100 Liberian dollars, and of course, you get 4,000 or 8,000 Liberian dollars. Henry Logan says, I'm watching from BCTC campus in Banga, Bon County. Rivo James Poto says, I'm watching you live from Kolahun District, Lofa County. Thanks, guys, for the show. And this person's Willem Debbie Wulu says the Liberian civil rights movement's official spokesperson is falling from Upper Kawa. The Menela the Menela power. 0773-419-502, 0773-419-502, better still 0773-978564. Hello. Good afternoon, welcome. What's the name? Hello.
Jackie.
Good afternoon, welcome. What's the name?
How you doing? Toga Joshua, join from Banga.
Toga, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Thank you. My brother, they government a problem. They Banga government called rescue. You know what you guys think? Well, let me tell the government thank you for for all those things you guys have said in our studio. There came a time when let me tell you one thing, George.
Yeah, you gotta be snappy. A lot of people on the line. Toga.
Yeah, make it fine. President Haley was over there. Those people were taking, those teachers were taking $150 US. When President we are left, when Haley left, and after we came, salary harmonization right there. They were taking $75 US with 5,000 LD. But then this government now reduced the poor money down to what $35 US with 2,300 LD. Where can you buy rent? I better report.
Man, who the teacher that make it $35 US? Your own buyer. Thank you. Let's get another present. Keep playing star 799 hash okay, and you select number 8. $100 gives you 4,000 or 8,000. Good afternoon, welcome. What's the name?
Mr. Wang.
Welcome.
Peter Stein, I joined from Sognet de Chauffeur.
Peter, go ahead.
Let me say thanks a million to the young, brave guys who you are hosting in studio there. They are presented well. But my own disappointment is with people who are aligning these guys with the CDC or opposition, or however they call it.
Okay.
Did you pay the teachers and the teacher was teaching and then the CDC went in to take the students for in class and put on the street? Did you do your groundwork? You didn't do it. So the real issue is go and pay the teachers and have the student back in class and learning.
Okay.
You guys are taking state funds, looting state covers, sending your children out of country. They are in better environment learning. But you get our guys, our boys in a kind of deplorable situation when they come out to protest. You fire guns, you use tear gas, you name them, you align them with all kind of people. That's not fair.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon. Welcome. What's your name?
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Biz and Pieces. What's your name?
Okay, my name is Mavi. You are calling for EAW Junction.
Mavi, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. We just a communication that the Minister of Agriculture, Minister of Education just released that the government of Liberia what provide for this year budget, they provide $4.2 million, and according to them, they have paid all the teachers, all the government teachers. So I want to know why the government of Liberia pay this money and the students of MCS are protesting for their teacher go slow.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I'll follow that up. I actually told that the minister will appearing today on Make Hat Press briefing. I'll follow that up. Thank you. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Brother George.
I'm okay. Welcome. What's your name?
This is Brother Sabu Rasta joining you from Point 4 in Zimbabwe.
Go ahead.
Let me say thank you to your studio guests this afternoon.
Let's hear you.
You know, Brother, police brutality against peaceful students that is protesting here, it clearly shows that this government is not in the interest of the Liberian people. You know, it's quite unfortunate today to see 40 years experienced President Joseph Nima Baga treating our people in a way in which he is supposed to treat them. But you know, our people, President, we are providing the opportunity to learn because during Jawia time, we see Jawia was free tuition at the bottom of Liberia. Everything was peaceful, thing was kind. But today our people fail to listen to us. We told them, but they fail to listen to you, my brother George, for the opportunity, man.
Thank you. Let's get another person. Good afternoon. Welcome. What's your name?
George,
Hello. Welcome. What's your name?
how are you again? This is the voice of Andrew Indy, Andrew Fire, the favorite Kissy ball.
Andrew, go ahead. Speak to the phone. Speak to the phone. Let's hear you.
Let me commend my junior converse in studio. They make a point, but my first question to them is, other than protest, if there's no other way that they think they can call the attention of national government so that government can engage those issues that are affecting them
Okay.
on their campus, 1, 2, why are they protesting now? While we're looking at volunteer teachers saying that they are on a go slow, and then the students are saying they are protesting. Why they do not protest if they have issues away from teachers go slow?
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Hello. Let's get another person on the line. Welcome. What's your name?
Good afternoon, George.
Go ahead. From Under the Street Light.
Yeah, I'm Peter David Castle. I call from Under the Street Light. Thank you very much for the fascinating discussion. You know, George and the students in studio, it is quite unfortunate that under the rescue government, we see students out of classes protesting for teacher salary and for their rights. You see, these guys need to elevate their thinking, the government, and in totality. Yesterday, MCSS students protested when we are in power. They said we was in F. Today, they are faced with the same situation, but they want to share blame. And under leaders that are consistent share blame, it means they lack the leadership ability, they lack the issue of finding solutions. So they need to find the solution and look at the plot of the students. Now, they do not have limited time as relates to the West. Look at what is going on. And they want to exercise their franchise today, and you have Gabriel Koma and those untrained police start beating and brutalizing students. We live in a civilized society. This is a democratic society. Just like your mob worker is government should understand that. To beat on our children, I think quite unfortunate. That is barbaric and very wicked on the part of this particular government. But yesterday, that's why we articulated to the people that the coming into power of Unity Party is going to multiply the difficulty on the Liberian and the society. And today, the reality has set in. Those guys, they have nothing to offer this particular country. The last idea, the innovation is not there.
Thank you.
That's why always the beat on people to this.
Thank you. Let's get another person. Hello, welcome. What's your name?
I'm Daniel calling from Lufa.
From Lufa. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yes, probably let me comment the studio guest in the studio with you. It is true. What all they are saying is true. Those who are working in the government today, they were taught by teachers. They were once a student. So they already experienced those things before. Even Joseph Boakai today, Joseph Boakai has lived for long, and he has experienced those things that students have been carrying on whenever government go against them. So what is it that we pay teachers? You were taught by teachers. Now you should be able to give respect to the teacher also. And the next thing is that what the police are doing, they are not now protecting life and property, but rather to destroy life. Because even the students come up with their protest, they are coming peacefully. But it's because of some action that will be taken by the police against the students is what that will make the protest to be bad.
All right, thank you.
The people we are protecting, you are killing them. So what is the cause of that? You are not protecting life and property, you are destroying life and property. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. BB2 Football Club says thanks for the update. We appreciate it. Patrick A. Watsema, watching from Vanyama City, Lofa County. Murphy Heenan says this government is giving God a hard time. I'm watching from Detroit now, where one of the best lawmakers live, Representative Foko. Jala Wilson Jackson says, I'm watching from Kakata, Maigibi County. Kekula Flomo Anthony says, my brother who said that the press released saying that government has paid teachers across the country is false and misleading because I'm a teacher of the MCSS. I have not received my salary yet. Okay. Let's take this person. Hello, welcome. What's your name?
Yeah,
Yeah, hello. Okay, Mr. Joe, where are you?
Go ahead. What's the name?
Yeah, this is Saturday. We are again one boy again.
Sorry, go ahead. Quickly, be snappy.
Yeah, let me commend the student. You know the problem there. Joe, where are you? The problem, the government, they can't offer Liberian people the food. They got it, they are just all rebel in our government. Why the student protest, then you take student, why I saw on my phone just now. It's a disgrace to we the Liberians, to just beat all students with uniform on there. You brought some of their hair. Why I saw on my phone just now, no. It looks sorry for my brother. I know what we have in the country.
Okay, thank you.
No.
Thank you. Let's get another person. Welcome. What's your name? Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome. What's your name? From where you joined the show? Let's hear you.
Thank you, George. Mr. Good afternoon to the guys in studio. This is William Bobby, and I joined the from District 3.
Speak to the phone.
George.
Yeah, speak to the phone. You coming in broken. Go ahead.
Yeah, am I clear?
Yeah, go ahead. Much better. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Look, I think when politicians want to come and display their political talent, come out clearly. Do not be scared. Come out. Do not play mass politics. Do not hide under the canopy of the challenges that is in the government or the public school.
Who playing politics?
Behind the student.
Who playing
now,
politics?
George,
Hello, who playing
okay.
politics? Hello?
Am I protecting her from a 1 minute?
Yes, but I want us to have the conversation.
Yeah, that is what I'm coming to now.
Yeah.
I will not just say politician. So the guys in studio there have clearly shown to me that if they are students more than now in the current MCSS school system, they are not even two. Majority of them, they are not in the school system. And he listened to the guys they're referring. You know how I got to know they are not even students.
But the men are unified, the men are in uniform, you say they're not students?
Listen, this is what you have done as a student. We agree that there are challenges in public school that we all want for it to be faced. But this government has already started to mitigate some of those challenges and by modernizing the MCSS school.
When the government started to do that, and where did the government start it?
Okay, no, then they say that the MCSS school doesn't have any modern school.
Say that to us.
Okay, very good. So the government schools have started, especially the MCSS schools have started to change. We know and we pray that more teachers should be done. Right?
What about the salary? What's about the salary of the teachers?
Okay, the salary of the teachers.
Are they receiving their salary? Is it that it has been increased?
They are receiving their salary in time. But what now need to happen is
they are talking
about increasement.
It has been increased, the president said.
They are talking about increasement, right? And that's what some of us will push for too, for it to be. But look at the men, in fact, when the CCU can refer to the president and Mr. Bwaka, that's how you feel the car. He's still they're calling the president. Did you hear when they say President Bwaka? You heard they say Mr. Bwaka, Mr. Bwaka. And that's how we know the CCU will be referred to the president.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I even got to know, that's how I get to know that they are politicians, they are not students.
Oh, okay.
That's how I got to know.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Let's get another person. Hello.
Jaji.
Welcome. What's your name?
Yeah, Jaji, this is Peter Sa again from District 4.
Peter, go ahead.
Quickly, let me just conclude quickly. These guys should not have our head corner brigade. Tell your master, some of you master and minister in this government. Let them pay the teacher.
Man, you guys should not get control of box there.
Very much fair. Look, that your opponent mistake and made to survive. In the football game, for those who can follow football, when the opponent made a mistake, you will not get a chance to score your goal. The only opposition will get goal when the people in power don't make mistakes.
I mean, you don't put it aside the minute. Hey, listen, you don't put it aside the minute protest. Yeah, but yeah, it like Burns. Every small thing, politics, people will be politicizing what the guys doing. You listen to the guys, they've said continuously that they're not been supported by any politician. So I don't know. But again, we can take a call or two, and then we go back to the guys that respond, and then we wrap it on the show. This person, hello.
How you doing?
I'm okay. What's the name from where you call?
Oh, I'm G. I'm calling from Cooper Farm Center.
Cooper Farm? Let's hear you.
Okay, I just want to say how some of those guys are in there. This government need pressure before they can do anything better. We are seeing it those speaking the other way. They're speaking on behalf of sentiment because maybe they must be linked to the government, the present government. But you don't do that. The children need good education. everything was just good. Those guys couldn't have get in the street. They got nothing to do. They couldn't have get in the street. Still are getting in the street. I just put it up for nothing. Just recently, I went to Tottenham. I passed around and I saw a lot of students outside and they were complaining because their teachers have refused to go in class to teach them.
Hello. Can you please lower the volume of the radio, or you walk away from the radio? I'm getting the feedback.
Okay. Thank you. Imagine a government who went and make a big promises to people what they cannot do. They start telling the public or the public about it that they're going to change the gap or salary, or they're going to amend it. They're going to carry up. Starting from this 2025, January is going to start. And up to now, none of them have been done, and people are crying. I got a brother who's teaching in MCS school. He have money for me. He cannot pay that money, and he said he cry every day. So what the children are doing is the right thing they are doing. The government need to be pressure on the government, a stupid government. And
no, I don't want you to go there, please. Hello. Yeah. So guys, you listen to the callers. Go ahead quickly, respond. And you just conclude across the table, and let's wrap it up.
So let me commend all the callers who applaud the students stand today. I want to say they are the real compatriots, and they have placed themselves in the position of the students, and because mind you, they have children, directly or indirectly, that children are attending government school, especially MCS schools. I want to say thank you for them, but I want to respond to one of the callers who said our strike is being politically motivated. So when he was talking, I was just smiling and listening, and he said, I listened to how they talk. So one of the things that sparked fears in the man heart, I believe that in somewhere around 45 years, and it's so sad to hear some remark coming from 45 years old man. We expect these people to be up to the task and taking solace in the young people who they are out to empower. So he said, I listened to the way they speak, the way they spoke and everything. So that clearly shows its limitation, thinking that the students of MCSF does not have the eloquence that we have exhibited here today. So the only problem here is we have spoken well, and we have spoken eloquently, and we have conveyed our message clearly. Then saying it is politically motivated because the way they spoke, so they are politicians, young men. Listen, let me tell you something. For the 5-year-old man, let me tell you something. The students of MCS strike action today is in no way politically motivated, and it will never be motivated. Listen, 2014 and 2019, where the MCS student came in the street to protest for the very thing that is happening. Where they are were politically motivated yesterday. So what was not politically motivated yesterday, it shouldn't be politically motivated today. Our student 2014 and 2019 came in the street to protest for the very go-slow action. So is the government not reading history, or is that young man reading history also done? It's so sad. I want to believe that he's reading history also done. Because today has not been the first time for the student of MCSL Council to protest against the go-slow action for the teacher to get back in classroom. I want to, if I'm being correct, today is the 10th time. In the coming days, there will be more specific action if this issue is not being resolved. And then I listened to our people who talked about alternative and why they're protesting. And Andrew Fire is a good friend, and probably he didn't follow the show from the initial stage. Like I said, there were numerous communications sent to those in positions. We sent communication to MOE, Ministry of Finance, and MCC. We sent communication also to Central Office, but there was no redress. And that communication, it took up almost 1 week, and we couldn't get no redress. And he's saying, wow, they're protesting. So you think the student will not take on the street when teachers are not in the classroom? Especially the senior student. Look, we are about to go for national exam. The senior students are not being adequately prepared for national exam. You think why will come and say, since the MCS students have not been in classroom for some time, so we'll draw another question for them. So those are the students who have been in the classroom, the private school students who have been in the classroom also draw another question for them. No.
I'm joking.
Why will not take that into consideration? Why have we give the question across the board? They don't care whether you're in school or you're not in school. Their primary concern is to give the question across the board, you must pass. How can the student make successful pass if they are not in the classroom? So it's so frustrating and unfortunate to hear that coming from Andrew Fire. It's so frustrating.
Your party comments across the table. We gotta go.
And in my party comment, So while they shoot, I want to applaud Anthony, who dispute the far-fetched information I was given by one of the callers who said the teachers are being paid. And I want to say it clearly. Our essence for which we protested today is not because our teachers are not being paid. The reason why we protested is increment the teacher's salary as a policy by the president in a State of Nation address and should take immediate effect as of January. Because of that.
So the teachers are actually being paid, but according to them, what they want to go slow is that their salary
the teachers are not being adequately paid, as I learned, and the government is holding the teachers about 3 to 5 months until now. But they did not dwell on that.
But Anthony is saying he has not received yet.
He has not received because the government has not paid him. Anthony is a teacher. That's what I'm saying. There was a call who said the government has paid the teachers. It's so unfortunate to hear that. And in my parting comment, like I said, the action of the Liberia National Police today, because the police cannot operate on her own. The police operate under the instruction of the Inspector General Greg Como. And we saw that as an affront to the students, and we saw the action of the police being reckless, and we want to condemn it strongly. We vehemently condemn the action of the police to fire tear gas, to shoot loud bullets at peaceful students, and to send out grenades to students who are protesting because education is their right. So I want to say today, we want to commend all of our students, those of the courageous ones across the MCSS who came out today to fight for what is right and just. We want to say salute to all of our young comrades and all of the foot soldiers of the MCSS. We want to say thank you for exercising what is right and taking on the mantle of authority in your hand. And to discuss, every one of us here, we are students. I'm a student of the GW Gibson High School, so we just want to dispute that. Every one of us are students of MCSS, and it doesn't mean we say we are student activists, so we are not students of MCSS. You can be a student of MCSS, you can be a student activist, because you want justice to be done. So, to conclude, what have been reached out to the NSA because Andrew Nushkin, my safety comes first. Greg has instructed Nelson Freeman to tell me, and my pictures and name has been sent to the NSA. So I want to place them on record. Whatever that happened to me, the president will be held liable because the NSA does not operate without the consent of the president, and Greg does not operate without instruction of the president. So I want to be clear and emphatic here today, and thank you to all our parents who have stood still with the students and making sure that they support this endeavor that the students get back to the classroom. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so you right here quickly conclude. Let's go.
Party comment. We call on the Borale government to send back our teachers to classroom by increasing their salary rate and paying them on time.
Okay. And you back there quickly. Let's go. We gotta go.
All right, so thank you. My department statement, I want to say thank you to all the students who took upon their time today to gather. Today's protest was very peaceful, and let me salute them once again. This is not the end. We are still on the standby waiting after the 48 hours. And let me say thank you to Honorable Jim A.S. Momo, Superintendent of MCSS, for the work being done with MCSS. I want to say thank you. You are doing very, very well with MCSS. This is not your strap, but this is what the students are doing. Yeah, so thank you.
Okay. And you?
All right, to conclude on the topic, number one, we call on the government in order to seek better education system in the country. We must prioritize the government schools, number one, and MCSS comes first. Government has 001 followed by DSND to all of those schools. We must prioritize them to see better Liberia education system.
Okay, thanks guys. Thanks a million.
Thank you.
Thank you. And of course, that's how we'd like to leave you on today's presentation of Bits and Pieces. Bits and Pieces return tomorrow at 2 with another fresh edition of the show. The name is George. I'm George Waye. I presented today's edition. Bye-bye, I'm out.
Into the republic for which it stands, one nation